When I tell people about Treeternity Memorial Forest the first time, they usually look at me like I have two heads. I had a problem, plain and simple. My brother and I were talking about end of life, and he's worked on the oil rigs for years. And he was like, oh yeah, when I pass away, just cremate me and pump me down an oil well somewhere. And I thought, okay, no problem. But then I had an issue with that because if I was to survive him, I would never have anywhere to go and physically touch that would remind me of him. Treeternity solves that problem.
Is Treeternity an alternative to a cemetery?
Yeah, in a way it is. Cemeteries are cold, full of stone, and somewhat sad. I wanted to come up with something positive and new. With Treeternity, it's about growth, celebration, and life. Planting a tree is therapeutic. When I planted a tree for my mom, I felt like I was continuing the circle of life. I wrap my hand around the trunk, and it feels a bit to me like a hug. Many people are choosing cremation nowadays, and when you choose cremation, you don't necessarily have to be in a cemetery. So Treeternity provides that alternative. You can plant a tree for many reasons, not only the loss of a loved one, but for the loss of a pet as well. Treeternity is about celebrating life, and trees are so beneficial to the environment, they make really great gifts. You can plant a tree to celebrate a life event such as a wedding or a birth. Treeternity one day will be a forest full of trees where every tree has a story. I see a few ideal customers. One that comes to mind are people who have had the unfortunate loss of a child through miscarriage. They don't have an option of a traditional way to memorialize them, so planting a tree is a way to commemorate their angel. Newcomers to Saskatchewan without any previous traditions or ties to existing cemeteries, or a couple where they grew up in different parts of the province. It might not make sense for that family to continue on with their individual family traditions. It would make a lot of sense to start their own tradition around the home that they've built in the Saskatoon area.
Can people bury ashes at Treeternity?
You can do a sprinkling of ashes, yes, but Treeternity is not a cemetery, so we cannot allow people to bury an urn. Many people will put a small amount of ashes at the bottom of the hole prior to planting their tree, and they're happy with that. The reason we can only allow a small amount of ashes is that ashes actually change the pH of the soil, which obviously isn't healthy for the tree. But because we are the legal landowners, we can allow people to do a sprinkling of ashes.
What is a family tree at Treeternity?
This is where a family might plant a tree for the family or one person, and over time add additional memorial stones for individual family members. In essence, it's starting a new tradition centered around one tree.
Is planting a tree at Treeternity more cost effective than a spot at a cemetery?
Yes, significantly so. To have a spot at a cemetery, you're looking at a minimum of $6,000 and up. You do get that eternal space at a cemetery, and Treeternity offers that as well. We have an agreement with Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation to donate the land as conservation land. So you can be sure that the land will never be built upon or sold. When you purchase a Treeternity Memorial package, it also includes a certificate that has the GPS coordinates of your tree. So future generations can visit this space. A Treeternity Memorial package is a fraction of the cost to a space in a cemetery. Once you contact me, we will go through the details, such as the tree type that you would like to plant. We currently offer 4 different tree types: an oak, a maple, a flowering crab, or a linden tree. So once you choose that tree type, you also get to choose where in the park you would like to plant your tree. we provide a memorial stone that is personalized for your loved one. So we will also work out what you would like to say on that stone and get that ordered. As far as the planting ceremony goes, we want to make the ceremony as fitting for your loved one as we possibly can. Some things that people do: play some music, bring a favorite beverage to have a toast. Some people have tied ribbons with messages onto the tree. We want that ceremony to truly represent your loved one and make it as fitting as we possibly can. On your planting day, we have the site prepared. Memorial stone is in place. We lay it flat in the ground in front of your tree. When you and your loved ones arrive at the park, I will take you out to the spot. I'll give you a quick little rundown of what to do, and you and your family will actually do the physical planting of the tree. I do find it very therapeutic doing the planting, and then you get to give the tree its first water. We take care of the park as though it's our backyard. All of the maintenance of the grass and the park. We also do all of the watering of the trees. The park is open 365 days a year, so you and your family can come and enjoy the space anytime. In the wintertime, we do plow the snow and make a path. I find many families love to go out around the holiday season and hang a little ornament on their tree.
Is Treeternity a shop local experience?
Yes, it definitely is. We source all of our trees locally, and the memorial stones are produced here in Saskatchewan as well. I myself grew up on a farm here in Saskatchewan, and I have 2 children who attend school in Saskatoon. We love to go out to the Memorial Forest as a family and do the gardening. The kids love to drive the tractor, just run around the park and help me water the trees. Spring or fall are the best times to traditionally plant a tree, but we do allow plantings at any time through the season as the weather allows. It takes approximately 6 weeks for the memorial stone to be produced, so reach out to me as early as possible to get that process started. Treeternity is located 15 minutes west of Saskatoon, and it can be found on Google Maps. I can be reached by phone at 306-291-3817, by email at info@treeternity.com, or you can visit the website at treeternity.com. Let a tree tell your story and start a new family tradition today.